The next week and a half Katy worked really hard learning her new craft. Katy would have to dance 2 different routines a night. The rest of the time she would dance on the bar or do lap dances. Lena choreographed 2 routines for her, both with original music. The first one found her on stage in a disposable diaper and a pretty pink nightie with a bottle of milk. She would have a blankie to play on and several stuffed toys. The second one, Katy would wear a little cowgirl outfit and cowgirl hat. She would have holsters and cap guns along with a rocking horse to ride. Lena told Katy to never take off her diaper, she needed to leave that for her mystique, think of it as your G-string. If you wet it on stage, those are just bonus points. Katy went through both routines at home with Lena when she finished. Lena told her it was perfect. You start tomorrow night, baby, it's a Saturday and the place will be hopping. Katy was suddenly very sad and Lena noticed it immediately. What's wrong, baby, are you scared? I thought you wanted this. Katy looked up at Lena with a tear in her eye. Katy's not scared, Lena taught me good. It's just that your job is done now, I just hate to see you leave. Katy then started to sob a bit. You silly little girl, Lena is not going anyplace. She is your new manager, and besides, who do you think is going to help Gretchen take care of you? Katy quit crying and giggled, yes, she then jumped into Lena's arms. Katy took a deep breath when she heard her music start, then waited for the curtain to rise. She was sitting on the blankie wearing her disposable diaper and nightie, along with a big pair of fluffy house slippers. Katy's hair was in pigtails and ribbons. Her act started out with her sitting on the blankie playing with her stuffed animals and sucking on her bottle. Katy could tell by the catcalls that the men were loving it. She then took off her slippers, stood up and started to dance a bit. Lena backstage kept thinking to herself, that's it girl, work it, work it. Katy then slowly pulled her nightie off and tossed it in the crowd. She danced with a pole for a while, all the time nursing her bottle. She let some of the milk from her bottle run down her chest and over her perky little breast. She had all eyes on her and Katy could feel them. When her music finished, Katy said her line loud and clear, me need a daddy, could it be you? Better yet, just as she did, the front of her diaper turned yellow. One man almost had a heart attack. Katy was a big hit. She was also busy the rest of the night doing lap dances wearing a single thin cloth diaper. Lena had to change her 4 times. Monday the crowd was bigger than Saturday and they all came to see Katy. It got better and better for the rest of the week. It was getting so busy Mac doubled the cover charge and told Katy she was getting a cut. They put Katy's picture up on the mag. Within a week she was the club's headliner. It was almost like Katy was the only one that still remembered why she was here. Katy was afraid that the other dancers would be jealous of her. Then nothing could be farther from the truth. They thought she was adorable. Katy talked to them as much as she could. She expected that the girls would only know about the girls that had been taken while working for Mac. But most of them knew the other girls too. Just the same, a month later Katy knew no more than when she had started. It was Sunday. She was sitting on the floor playing with her toys aimlessly. There was something Katy was missing and it was driving her nuts. She was getting tired of being bait. She was supposed to be an investigator. In fact, she would not have to wait much. Katy went over and over every bit of evidence and information she could find. Katy believed it was over. The kidnappers had not snatched another girl in almost 3 months. No matter how hard she tried, simply was beginning to think there was simply not enough evidence out there to help her find the girls. The way the girls were taken, for one thing, was a total mystery. The girls had simply turned up missing. No witnesses had seen a thing strange or unusual. The police were not even sure where the abductions took place. It was midnight at the club. Katy had already done 4 shows that night. She had a headache and wanted to go home. She was beginning to think once again that she was wasting her time. The police had given up on this case. Why shouldn't Katy? Lena told Mac Katy was not feeling well and she was taking her home. She then called her and Katy a cab. The cab arrived at the apartment building and Lena paid the driver. She took Katie by the hand and started to enter the building. Just then a figure stepped out of the shadows. Katie stepped in front of Lena to defend her, then felt a sting in her neck and passed out. Lena turned to see where the sound came from and soon felt the same sting Katie had. Later at the hospital, Lena told the police all she knew. Two people in black outfits with black ski mask out of nowhere. The one in front of them distracted them while the other one shot us. Lena hated herself for not protecting that sweet baby. She should have been more careful. She should have waited till Gretchen got off like they normally did. Gretchen told Lena it was simply not her fault and that Katie could and would take care of herself. Seeing Lena had calmed down, Gretchen went and called Dr. Ronnie. The next morning a team of FBI agents showed up. Their team leader was Chief Masters himself. After they had gathered what little information the police had and interviewed Lena, the chief called his men together for a meeting. Listen up people, these people have screwed up and they don't even know it. Our number one job is that we don't blow her cover. Somehow, someway Katie will get us a clue as to where she is. I want rental cars checked, everyone you can find. I also want to know about every private plane that has left any airport within 100 miles of here. Sooner or later Katie is going to explode on these people. When she does, they are going to think they are in a world of hurt. I want to be there to help her. Remember, Katie Matthews in a couple short years was the most decorated female agent in bureau history. We don't lose our own people now, get busy. Gretchen was thrilled to see Chief Masters and hear his speech. At least she knew finding her baby was in the best hands possible. Katie had waked up in a cloth bag in the trunk of a car. Her hands and feet were tied and there was tape over her mouth. The car stopped and then Katie heard the trunk open. Two men still wearing ski masks pulled her out of the bag. My God, something reeks, what's that smell? The other masked man said it was probably Katie's diaper. They looked away for a second and Katie managed to rip her pacifier from its position pinned to her shirt. She tossed it in the trunk of the car. It don't matter, dude, as soon as we get her on that plane. We get our money and they can worry about her diapered stinking. One of the men picked Katie up and tossed her over his shoulder, saying, "Damn, that does stink," as he carried Katie towards the plane. Once on the plane, Katie was strapped in a seat, and Katie watched a tall blonde woman hand them an envelope. They left and she quickly closed the door, took a seat herself. 3 or 4 minutes later the plane was airborne. As soon as it was, she got up and walked back to Katie. "Now listen to me, young lady, and listen to me good. The cabin to the cockpit is locked, you can get in there and neither can I. They don't know what I look like and I don't know that they look like. That's the way they like it. They have no idea even what they are transporting. I assure you that they are the type men that don't care. I am telling you this because I intend to untie you and change that diaper. I just want you to understand that even if you somehow overpower me, you're going nowhere. I will tell you this, if you try I will punish you severely." She then untied Katie's face and hands and untapped her mouth. To her surprise, Katie did not say a word. The lady walked Katie down to the bathroom entrance and removed her pants and diaper. The diaper had leaked and the pants were stained. She then used several Kleenexes to clean her and laid her down on the floor. She then, using a folded bath towel and 2 safety pins, diapered Katie. "I have 3 more of these towels and we only have a 7-hour flight. So we should make it. As far as where we are going, all I know is a private island in the Atlantic. As for what they want with you, I have no idea. My job is to deliver you like I did 6 other girls. I never even get off the plane. All I really know is that they pay me very well. By the way, sweetheart, what's your name?" Katie, using her best baby voice, told her. She then started crying and saying over and over she wanted her mommy. Katie's plane was just landing on the island when one of Chief Master's men found a pacifier with a pink ribbon tied to it in the back of a rental Taurus. By telephone, Lena assured him that it was definitely the color of the one Katie was wearing. The man that rented the car had used a fake driver's license and his credit card had the same fake name. Then again, it was his billing address that busted his ass. 2 hours later, an FBI SWAT team led by Chief Masters arrested both men in a suburban home. They found the dart gun, the black outfits and ski mask. They also found an envelope with 20 grand in it. Later, with a promise of a reduced sentence, they agreed to tell what they knew. The problem was they did not know much. They were small-time hoodlums that were always contacted by phone and paid in cash. The only thing of real importance they could tell was the type of plane and the tail number 7705. Within an hour they were on the way to the airport where the plane was kept. Of course, when they got there the plane had not returned yet. Meanwhile, back at the island, the blonde had handcuffed Katie right before the plane landed. When the plane landed, Katie was handed over to a man about 6'5" and 240 pounds. He handed the woman an envelope, then put Katie in the front seat of a Jeep and drove the short drive to the house. It was a big, beautiful house. As Katie was taken into the house, she saw several girls swimming in the pool naked. She recognized them from their pictures. Katie was led into a large study, finding an older woman sitting behind a desk smiling at her. She then looked quizzically at the young man. "Why is this girl wearing a diaper? I knew she danced in them, but this is ridiculous." The young man told his boss that he did not know. From what he understood, she needs them. The woman dismissed the young man and looked at Katie. "Young lady, we have no guards here, and there are no fences. But other than a few natives, we are the only people on my island. I thought when I quit stripping years ago I had enough money to live for the rest of my life. But some investments went bad. That's when I came up with my plan. I am going to throw some very expensive parties for some very wealthy and important guest. The girls I have collected are simply my hostesses. If you mind, you will be treated very well. If you don't, Angel or myself will punish you severely. The other girls have already decided to cooperate. Honestly, I think they like it here. So what do you have to say?" Katie thought to herself, this woman was nothing but a madam, running her idea of a high-class whorehouse. Instead of hiring some girls, she had just stole them. Katie looked at the woman and started to cry, "Me want my mommy." A few minutes later, Angel walked in the room. She was a big black woman built like China from the WWF. She was instructed to take Katie to join the other girls and to order her some disposable diapers. Katie was taken to the pool and her diaper removed. "Lunch will be in a little while, girls. Enjoy the pool until we call you." All the girls gathered around Katie and started talking. They told her to mind whatever she did and that Angel had a mean streak. Katie asked them one question: "Is it really just the young man, Angel, and the old lady watching us?" When they told her yes, Katie crawled out of the pool. She then turned to the girls in the pool. "When I get over by the pool, you girl make a lot of noise so that Angel comes out here." Katie got in position and gave the girls the signal. They started yelling and screaming and Angel came walking out. Katie thought to herself, "Showtime, you know I came all the way to this island to kick your big black ass. What you say we get started?" Angel lunged at her and Katie kicked her hard right in the nose, breaking it. She then took out Katie's right knee. The whole fight only took a couple of minutes. Actually, Katie was disappointed. Katie told the girls to get some rope, gag the bitch and tie her up. She then went to find the young man. He was in a room playing pool when Katie walked in. "Hi, can I play?" Katie said, picking up a cue. He was explaining to Katie that she was not supposed to be in there when she broke the cue over his head. Katie thought it was funny when she handcuffed him to a leg of the table, with the cuffs he had taken off of her. Katie then had the girls drag Angel in the game room and told two of the girls to go tell Grandma that Angel had fainted. The woman followed the girls to the game room and almost passed out when she saw what Katie had done to her goons. "Lady, do you want to sit your ass down in the chair while the girls tie you up, or do I have to kick your fat old ass?" She sat down and the girls quickly tied her up. "Who the hell are you, young lady?" Katie just smiled. Katie Matthews, Private Eye. Katie and the other girls found some clothes and some towels to use as diapers for Katie. Then they found a phone and Katie called Gretchen. Nanny almost died laughing when Katie told her what had happened. She then told Katie that a jet full of FBI agents were on their way and should be there in a couple of hours. Katie and her new friends were having a party by the pool when Chief Masters raided the house. Katie just smiled and hugged and kissed him. "I figured you'd be showing up fast enough, thanks for coming to get me, Chief."